Good afternoon and welcome to this welcome session. I would like to thank you to all of you for attending here today. It's a pleasure to have this room almost full, and also to thank a lot to all the speakers today and the ones that are here and the one who sent us a video for presenting what they are doing at the UOC. And a special thanks to Xavier Vilajosana, the Vice President for Research, Knowledge Transfer and Entrepreneurship, if I'm not wrong. Thanks a lot. He will be in charge of the first presentation, introducing the research at the UOC. So Xavi, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Thank you and welcome. So let's wait for the presentation. Okay, so I want to welcome you to our university. You join a small but very prolific and active research community. And I hope this trip you start here with us is fruitful for your development in the years to come. And you can do the impact we expect from researchers. So let me start. So I will do very brief an overall presentation of the university and the research we are doing here. But the first thing that I want to share with you is this text, and yeah, it's very boring, the text, but says this is the law that in 1995 created the Open University of Catalonia. And this is a public university. It's a university that has a public mandate, but it was built as a private foundation because at that time and later also it was more efficient to manage and to, financially manage a university with that characteristic. But the text here says that our mission is to provide education to everybody, regardless of their place they live, their condition, their capacity. And I think this is very important, and this is something we have in our ADN. And it's good I think it's good for you to know that, because at the end we are in an ecosystem of research university and research centers and universities, and UOC is not well known. So there's always this uncertainty of what UOC is, because it's public, but at the same time it's private. So very briefly, I won't go on all that numbers, but we are a small university in the number of, let's say, researchers. We are around 500 researchers, including academic staff and, let's say, researchers with their main job doing research. But at the same time, we are very big, and we are the second largest university in Spain and in the top 5 of the European universities in the number of students that we train. So this is also not well known in the system. And we have different research, different academic departments and different studies, mainly on the social science. We have humanities, we have law, and then we have one technological department, which is the engineering on computer science and telecommunications. And one important thing to know about UOC is that we provide learning opportunities to people that do not live in cities, or it's like not usually living in cities. And we provide education to people without needing to move from where they live. So that's a good, let's say, a good indication of our mission as well in this country, but also worldwide. So in terms of research, we have 52 research groups at the university. This is a little bit moving. Sometimes people come and there's a new group, or we pass some accreditation, then we get a new group certified, but we are around there. more than 500 researchers. Then we have the labs. I don't know if you had the opportunity to visit the labs. They are here and downstairs, and these are facilities to support your research activity. So if you have a crazy idea, you have labs here that maybe can help you to carry out what you need. And then in terms of research activity, we are, let's say, a young university. So research started here seriously, let's say, 20 years ago, more or less. And during that time, the university was small, so there was not activity. But let's say that in the last 10 years, more or less, the activity has increased a lot. And this a lot puts us in a very good position in the system, regardless of our size. And today, the indicators that we have on let's say, research achievements, and I will be very quantitative here, not like Coara friendly, but let's say it in this way. We are at the same level of a CERCA institute, or a research center with the brand CERCA, which is the highest qualification for research centers in Catalonia. And we have results that are in the same level of that research centers. So this is very, very good for us. So in terms of internationalization, so our university has a wide reach. So let's say half of the students we have are from Catalonia, but 40% come from the rest of Spain, and then we have around 8-10% that come from the rest of the world. And these are people like with Spanish nationality studying from abroad, or people that are from abroad and want to study in our university. In terms of, let's say, leading research initiatives, we recently got a very important project. It's one of the European alliances in the Erasmus program. And this alliance aims to promote, develop, and create an open university in Europe. So an online large university in Europe that joins together the most important universities, the online universities of Europe. This is, and UOC is leading that initiatives. There's universities from UK, there's university, the Open UK University, the Netherlands, UNED from Spain, Alberta from Portugal. So big universities form this initiative, and we aim to create this joint program, explore joint opportunities, and for doctoral students especially provide opportunities to know other university realities, what other research groups are doing, and generate this ecosystem with the schools and so on. Then we have different very interesting projects. I won't go through all of them, maybe to mention this Inspire Network of Excellence. It's a big, important project. We are coordinators of this project, and it's in the aspects of gender equality, which UOC is a very strong university. We are also leading Open Science Initiative. We are members since the beginning from the Coara, how we call this, from the Coara initiative. And we chair the group, and we also work with ANECA and the national agencies to promote the open science practices. And as you will see internally, with the grants we have and with the little projects we can fund internally with the UOC resources, you will see that all is designed to follow these Coara-friendly and Coara-aligned methodologies to evaluate the research. So let me go now to the research ecosystem and to explain you what is the research that's conducted at UOC. And for that, you will see this here somewhere. We did an exercise to map the science we do, the results we obtain, the projects we get, the papers we publish. We get keywords from that papers, and then we went to the ERC, like the European Research Council, with the different panels they have. You know, this is the most prestigious grants, the most prestigious funding projects that we can opt. as a researchers, and we map the topics that represent the results that we obtain here. We map our research achievements to the panels. And we wanted to identify how well we are aligned to these funding opportunities, and how our research is updated, is up to date with respect to what the European Commission wants to fund. And this is the picture you will see here outside, but what it says is that that UOC is very well aligned with the panels on social science and humanities. So of course we are social science, mainly social science university, but also we are very, very well aligned to the priority areas of the European Union. So, Europe put some priority areas: climate change, gender, migration. So there are many different aspects that Europe want to fund, and in that area we are strong. Our results are very well aligned, and we are strong on addressing that problems. And then on the right of the picture you will see, on that right, you will see there's also some intense activity on information and communication technologies, AI, and also health, that it's more or less in the middle. These are the areas that we tackle. From that exercise, we wanted to build the missions, how we project our research to the world, and how we can present, not from a disciplinary view, but more aligned to what are the real challenges that the society has, our research outcomes. And from all that exercise that we did with all the community together, so it took some time to do it, but we draw these 5 missions that represent, let's say, 99.9% of the research we do, but are also aligned to the main challenges that our society has, at least for the next 4 years. And you see here, so the first one is the education of the future. So UOC is an online university, is very worried about how we have to educate, how online education has to be. The second one, very wide, also social transition and sustainability. Sustainability is everywhere today, but we bind it to social transitions. Culture for critical society, planetary health and well-being, and ethical and human-centered technologies. And I think that most of you will find at least one, and maybe more than one, missions in which your results can be mapped. And this is something we will do in the next year. So when we present UOC, we will gather together all the results aligned to these missions and present the outcomes of our university with respect to that missions. I think it's a very nice way to explain what we do. How the ecosystem is organized, and this is something new. It will start, so we are transforming now the university, and this will start next year. So in January 2025, the organization of UOC research groups and the organization of research will be in how you see here. So in the left, we have academic staff, so the professors, the lecturers, and the researchers that are the humans that develop research. We will group them with their research groups in what we call units, and they don't have name now, but they will have a name, and these represent a research center or institute. So groups will be put together with their affinities, and this doesn't mean with their disciplines. It can be interdisciplinary, but with affinity. So technology and health, technology and education, arts and technology. So we will see. We are working on this transformation, and the groups in which you belong, they become part of these units, and these units will dynamize the ecosystem, and they will create seminars. They will push their groups to align some of their research directions. They will propose a joint research program. They will try to open doors to to the world, trying to capture opportunities. And what we want with that is that these 500 researchers we are in this university stay together, have opportunities to know what others do, and can share experience and knowledge. And the results that we generate will be projected against the missions that I explained before. This is just a summary of what I explained. So the units will be one of these units, so will be formed by research groups. Research groups have a principal investigator, and this principal investigator will act as coordinator of the group and will coordinate the activity with a direction of the unit. And this direction has to promote the development of the joint research program in the unit, and then open doors to the rest of the world, and try to participate in lobbies, capture opportunities, and generate the relations that we need to build strong collaborations and strong networks. And now I briefly show you the overall and high-level strategy that we plan for the university, and this is just big words, but for you to understand where we go. So the first main thing that we are doing, we started a year and a half ago, and during this year and a half, we've been working in this transformation, because the idea is to consolidate the research structures that we have and improve the resources that we have to support the activity. The second main aspect that we want to address in these next years is to promote, to structure, to provide incentives to knowledge transfer activity. Because now this is something we do. Some groups do a lot, some groups don't do, some people don't know how to do it. And I think it's the moment, and the society is also demanding that, like more research action, more close collaboration. It doesn't have to be everything, and maybe for the PhD students it's more like far, but we will promote this activity and try to improve the context for knowledge transfer. And finally, make our university more visible in the system, because we are small, we are young, we come from a context in which research was not the main activity of the university. It is not yet the main activity, but it's growing pretty much. So we want to make it visible, we want to make people visible, researchers, groups, results, and project them in a language that is understood by our context. So these are the three main aspects that we are working on and will happen in the following years. So let me welcome you to this university. We are an amazing team. We are a team that fit in a theater, so we are not a very big team, but we are growing, and I hope your stay here is fruitful for your career, and you find the context that you need to achieve your goals. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Xavi, for your nice presentation. Okay, I didn't tell you, but I'm David Masip, the director of Doctoral School. I didn't introduce myself at the beginning. I did this for 9 years now, and I always forget this. So it's me, no problem. Well, welcome to the walk. Welcome to the Doctoral School. The idea of my presentation is just give you some motivational words at the beginning and then explain you how we are organized and what are the priorities for the near future here at the walk at the Doctoral School. And I will start with the same slide because I think that is the right way to do, or I would like to hear from myself while we were there. I always try to transport back in time, like 23 years ago now. I was working in a private company at that time. I decided to quit and enroll myself in a PhD program. And I had these exact two questions in my mind. To be honest, I didn't know what I was doing. It was curiosity. It was a good feeling about my future supervisor, the research topics that they did, so I decided to enroll in a PhD program and leaving everything apart. A little bit crazy, but I did that. And at the time, the first day that I started working there, I asked myself, well, David, are you doing the right choice? Is this correct? And I can tell you for sure now, 23 years later, that it was the best decision I took in my life, because I had the chance to meet really brilliant people, especially PhD students in this institution and in the near future in other institutions. I visit a lot of research labs, and essentially I become a scientist, which is the profession that currently I love. So be sure that this is probably a very good decision, or one of the best in your life, I can tell you for sure. And the second question it was in my mind at that time was, well, what's the job of a PhD student? Because I enrolled myself in a program, but I had no idea about what I had to do there, to be honest. And here the answer is more simple, because I learned during these years in the doctoral school. Things in the doctorate work really different. We are used in the bachelor and the master degrees to receive contents, memorize them, understand them, and then at some point someone asks questions about these contents and we provide the answers, and someone assesses these answers and they decide if we pass or not. Here the things work the other way around. You, the students, are the ones who pose questions. You're going to propose hypotheses, no? You will have to validate also these hypotheses. And at the end, you will have to, let's say, push the boundaries of knowledge of your particular field. So things are completely different. You are in charge of everything right now with the collaboration of your supervisors. One question that was not in my mind, but it might be in your minds today, is, and what's the future of a doctor, a PhD graduate? Because in 3 or 5 years from now, you're going to become doctors, all of you, I'm pretty sure. And to be honest, in my opinion, right now is probably one of the best periods of the last 20 years to do the PhD. Because, well, statistics don't lie. Almost all the people who graduate with a PhD find a job in the first weeks. And most of them right now, more than half of them, are going to the industry, working in research and development departments. So there are a lot of opportunities there. Probably not in the same country, but there are a lot of opportunities. But in my opinion, this is going to switch a little bit, and in the near future, there are going to be more positions open in the academia, because there are going to be a lot of retirements from professors. And right now is probably the best time to graduate as a doctor and start doing research and collaborate with academia again. So we're going to switch these numbers. So you made the right choice, and it's probably the right time to do that. Also, there is a trend, which probably you understand. Once you finish, you will not work on the exact same topic of your thesis. You will split apart from your supervisor, and you will try to develop models to solve complex problems in other related topics. So it's very important that during these years here, you develop the skills, or you learn the profession to become an independent scientist. This is everything what is about your PhD from now on. Okay. Let's say that I tried to convince you that you did the right choice at the right time. Let's see now if I can convince you that you did in the right place. This is the work we organized as a doctoral school in doctoral programs. We have 9 PhD programs. Each one has its own coordinator. You will meet them probably after this meeting, if you haven't still meet them. And each program has also an academic commission. They are relevant scientists from the field who decide jointly with the coordinator the main decisions regarding to the program, the access, who is going to get the grant, who is going to have access to the program, the annual assessment, and finally the graduation, the thesis defense, whether you can submit or not the thesis. They are essential for the doctoral programs, and I'm very grateful to all the professors who volunteer to do this job in our institution. And we have also an academic secretariat who are all here, you will see them soon, who are dealing with the management staff that you probably already have been doing during the last years. So this is the academic secretariat. They are led by Marga and Agnes, and we have 5 excellent technicians who you probably know, not all of them, but at least some of them, because they are the ones who have been solving all the relevant issues since you decided to accept the position. I will share these slides, and I think it's going to be recorded, so you will have all this information also online. Just a few numbers about our doctoral school. We have, like you know, 2 modalities. All doctoral schools in Spain offer the same, full-time and part-time. Usually full-time students have a grant, so they do a thesis in 3 years, and part-time students have more time, 5 years, and in both cases, this can be extended. We are very international. I counted last Monday 81 different nationalities since we started. We started in 2002, so it was 22 years ago. 81 nationalities. This is the map of all the countries that participated with that have students or had students in our doctoral school. We graduated more than 300 students. We have almost 500 active students, 80 full-time students, the vast majority of them with a grant. Just one of them is doing the thesis full-time without a grant. And all the theses from the last years and in the near future will be published in the O2 repository in an open access format. We are very committed for open access. And the doctoral school is also the general umbrella for early stage researches for our 2 research centers and the 7 work departments. Although this organization is going to change after the 1st of January, as the Vice Rector explained it just before. As I mentioned, we have 9 PhD programs. I would say that 2 of them are very interdisciplinary, the Education and ICT and the Society, Technology and Culture. We have professors from almost all the departments there. And then we have 4 programs, the ones in blue, that are very or closely related to specific departments, although there is also a lot of flexibility and there are professors from other departments there, but are, let's say, topic-oriented programs. And then we have 3 programs, the ones in orange in the right, or in the right, which are offered jointly with other relevant universities from Spain because they are very topic-specific, okay? And this is the main structure that we have, and I think that is going to be the one that we'll have for a few years. Here is the list of all the programs and the coordinators. I will share with you this information. I don't think that this makes any sense to read the names of the coordinators, but in case that you need any doubt, usually people need second opinions from other programs, from other researchers, you can contact to them. They are willing to help you always. I don't know. Let's say that I'm from humanities and I want to know something about technology. I want to find a group that works with machine learning applied to text. I cannot come to Ferran Adelantado and he will be pleased to tell you who access or who to ask for. Okay? In terms of organization, the doctoral school is in charge of creating the common framework for the different doctoral programs. We are in charge of preparing the training. During the first year, you will prepare what is called the training plan. You will be enrolled in some courses and you will have to acquire the skills, or especially the methodological skills, for developing your thesis. And then, also during the first year, you will develop what is called the research plan. Okay, this is essential. In the research plan, you will specify which is your main hypothesis to validate or what you want to do, which is the state of the art and which is the gap that you want to fill, the methodology that you want to follow, and obviously which are the tasks or activities that you are going to perform during the following years. Okay, and then from the second year on, this research plan is approved, and from the second year on, we will check the research plan, check the activity report, and compare. Okay, and just if there is no discrepancies, everything will go on, and if there are mismatches, we will have to adequate the research plan to the new circumstances. Okay, and this means that we deal with a thesis as if it was a project, because it is indeed a project, and we don't have a lot of time to complete the thesis. Time is scarce in doctoral education. We need to be very focused and to know exactly what to do every year, every month, if it's possible, every single minute. And if everything goes well, you will finally defend your thesis, and we're going to celebrate the graduation somewhere here with some food. We also offer some training in let's say, in transversal skills. For instance, for sure you're going to write papers, you're going to attend to conferences, so probably you will need to know how to do academic writing properly, how to present effective oral presentations. We have a set of courses that are usually welcomed by PhD students. We put a lot of effort preparing these courses, so if you are interested, please enroll on them. You can wait for the second year if you wish until you finish your courses, but I think it's something interesting to do. We are preparing for this autumn another course for career plan development. It's still an ongoing process, but I think that it's going to be ready. Also, we organize what we call quarterly meetings. We do it here. states that it's twice per year, but it's not. I think it's 3 times or 4 times per year. We do it more often than that. And the point here is to join all the doctoral students and try to discuss about the relevant topics for doctoral school, like what are your worries, your concerns, suggestions, improvements. Usually we also do some monographics. We did in the past ethics and best practice for research. We did a monographic for foreign students that come here and need special welcome protocols for them because you need to find housing, etc., etc. So we try to discuss these topics and see if we can help on that and which are the actions to take during the following years to improve the situation. So please propose topics, attend to the quarterly meetings, and explain your thoughts there, because it's a good opportunity to share your thoughts with the program directors and with me. Okay? Obviously, the door of my desk is always open, so you can also talk to me directly. But I think that this is the natural space for debate between the students and the direction. After 9 years of being the director of Doctoral School, I can tell you that we put a lot of effort during the first years on setting everything up. So we start building the protocols, documentation, and the policies for getting people graduated. This was the priority at that time. But right now we are shifting towards what I would say the students' well-being. This is the summary, and I will go into details in the next slides. The point is that we are finding points in our processes that could be better addressed or could improve your experience here, because we realize that students' well-being is something that is not properly addressed at, I would say, no institution in Spain, at least at the doctoral level. We want to improve the welcome services. We want to foster collaborations among you, especially interdisciplinary collaborations, and especially to link full-time PhD students with online students. They sometimes feel really alone, separated from what we are doing, and I think it's essential to find ways. It's not easy. I never find the solution for that, but find ways to establish these links between these communities. And also work with your career plans and provide you skills for developing your career plans by learning how to manage teams and how to apply to future positions, because in a few years from now, you will be worried about that. And this is something that it cannot be done in the last weeks of the thesis. It has to be prepared or thought in advance during the first or second year, because it's something that is not easy to acquire in a few days. As I mentioned, well-being is probably the most important challenge that we have in front. I was in a conference 1 week ago in the Autónoma where all the directors from all the doctoral schools had the same concern. There was one psychologist invited and they explained a lot of information about that. It's something that is serious. I mean, there is science about that and there are studies. This was published in Nature. There are studies that say that PhD students have 6 times more probability to develop anxiety and other psychological disorders than regular population. So what are we doing with our young people in the universities? It's worrying, and it's actual science. So we have to put all our efforts to improve that, and now it's the time. And also, usually the part-time students are still more alone than grant holders. So we have still problems that are not detected and are still there, and I will put more details on this in the following slides. Exactly in this slide. The students' well-being, the dropout, and this topic is being studied at the work by our own PhD student. This is the work from one of the current PhD students. I think he still has not graduated, as far as I remember. Yes, he already graduated? No, okay. These are just 3 papers that he shared with me during the last year. And there is strong evidence that we have a lot of things to do at the work and at the whole system to improve PhD students' well-being, especially in the case of the online students. They feel isolated. Usually factors like the relationship with the supervisors has a lot of impact on their well-being, not only on the thesis, but also on this feeling of anxiety, on how they develop themselves as researchers. And obviously there are factors like family and work conditions with the thesis, etc. But there are at least a few items where doctoral schools universities can do a lot to improve your well-being, and we are here to listen to you and try to see what we can do in the near future. It is not something easy. This concern worries to all the doctoral schools in Spain, and particularly in Catalonia. We meet very often, but we still haven't found a clear solution because it depends a lot on something that is, let's say, on the other side, no? Between the group and the student. We have no access to the exact situations that arise in these cases. Just some advices. You should meet your supervisor very regularly. If it can be every week, better than every 2 weeks. That's crystal clear to me. And after each meeting, you should have a clear idea about the task to do and to show or to report results for the next meeting. This, I call it micromanagement because I like this word, but the idea is that once you have a big problem, no, it's very useful to break this problem in small sub-problems and try to solve each one separately or step by step in order to accomplish the global goal. No? And this is what we suggest here. No? Try to meet very often with them, establish a good communication, and try to know exactly what is expected from you and what you expect from them, and have a clear idea about what is going on in the next meeting, and so on. Also prepare, maybe during the second year, a realistic plan of publications. Having clear deadlines helps a lot. Deadlines sometimes bring anxiety, I know, but sometimes also bring opportunity, because knowing that you have to do something in 3 months or 5 months from now gives you motivation if you want to attend to this conference, and also gives you the chance to improve faster. Obviously, deadlines have to be realistic, but it's a way also to break this huge thing into smaller goals. Also, try to have access to a good career plan. This means that you should try to be introduced in the network of collaborators of your research group and understand what's going on when they ask for a grant, etc., etc. And in the case of conflicts with your supervisors or with your peers, come to us, come to the program directors. They are always open to you and explain the situation. If you don't, or come to me, if you don't trust them or don't trust me or don't trust us, which is logical because you might think, okay, this guy is friend of this professor, I cannot complain about this professor because they are going to talk, and you can come to the student council. They can offer some help preserving the anonymity, and maybe they can advise you something, and then can talk to us, mediate, and see whether we can do something together. And this is critical. To me, solving these issues during the first year helps a lot. We solved a lot of toxic situations during the first year that finally help the student to graduate, either switching supervisors or doing other interventions to help them. Don't wait until the end. Don't live with that, because this is going to hurt you more than help. We also offer, I forget that, a psychological service. This is open to all our PhD students, the full-time students employed here, but also the online students who don't have any contract with the UOC. All of you can book an appointment with this service, and they are going to help you in anything that they can. It's quite good. They use English also. It's available in English, and you can attend there for questions related to the doctoral school, your thesis, or other problems that you may have in your family or in your current work if you're an online student, or in other situation. It's free of charge for both the online students and full-time students, and it's something that is quite used among the doctoral community, and I think that's important to know because it might help if it's the case. And again, it's completely anonymous. They just provide the statistics after 2 years, and there's nothing that can compromise your situations. Okay. We also started this year to celebrate 2 events. One I will start for the right, the Doctoral Day. We do it once per year. All the students, online and full-time, are invited, and we try to discuss here relevant topics for you. We did the first edition last year, and I think that we are going to repeat in 2025. And we have the Pantumacat. It's supposed to be the Pizza Day, but finally it was Pantumacat. It's more, let's say, adjusted to the local community. No, I don't know, if you are not from here, Pantumacat is just smashing a tomato on bread and eating it. It's not that difficult to understand, and it's very informal. Okay, the point is that one of you explains his or her research to the public, and there is an informal presentation, and people ask things, give advices, just while they are eating this thing and some cheese and other things. we will do this every month if possible. Let's see. Is it organized? Once doctoral students stop helping us organizing this, it will end. So keep everything alive. So it's just a brief petitions. Try to become a good researcher. We usually assess the thesis in terms of the number of publications, the quantity. It's important. It's important. It's still used a lot. But also, in the meantime, try to also to become a good researcher. So learn also how to submit proposals, collaborate with other groups, design your future research by yourselves. In a few years from now, your supervisor is not going to be there, so you will need to have the skills to do your own research, find your interest, and try to produce something that has value, do something that has impact for the society. And it's important that you should be able to define or understand what will have impact in the near future. And this training, regrettably, is not offered by the doctoral school. It will be offered by your lab or your supervisor. It's something that you need to learn at your own pace. And that's it. And obviously, if you want to have impact, you can start by sharing your data, your source code. If you are in computer science, you will receive citations, big thanks, and even suggestions for collaboration. So sharing data is always a good idea for science. And just some conclusions and future work for you. You made the right choice. Grow and try to make the institution grow. Really happy to count on you. Read a lot. This is the most important thing at the end. You will have to read a lot to find the gaps, to find where to contribute. Maybe something has already been done, but when one door closed, 10 other doors open near that. Be efficient. We don't have a lot of time, so have a clear idea about what to do every single month. Don't let the time go. Obviously, keep a good communication flow with supervisors. If something goes wrong, you can detect it here easily. If it's been more than 1 month that you don't talk, something goes wrong. Try to collaborate with your colleagues. Sometimes it's 1 + 1 it's more than 2. And finally, ask the right questions to find the right answers in your research. And that's it. Welcome on board. And now I think that we have a short presentation from the Student Council. And I think that we have Camila. I can stop if you want to. Okay. We have Camila online.
Perfect. Thank you very much for anticipating that, and apologies for the technical issue. My name is Camilla, and as you may hear from my accent, I'm Italian, but I'm based in Luxembourg, and I follow my research on a part-time and online basis. This is my 3rd year, so I am more or less halfway, I like to think. And what is special for me this year is that jointly with my colleagues, Jonas and Carlos, we have been elected to be your student representatives. I will echo what David has just disclosed, meaning that we are here to represent your interests, but we are always ready to listen to you in case there is, although I hope it's not the case, any admin issues to be solved, in case you have any ideas that you would like to share. And also, it is true that being online gives access to knowledge on a much wider basis, although it is also true that this can generate feelings of loneliness. So we are here also in case you would just like to connect, to share your experience, or to ask any random questions. So this is a short introduction from my side. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, either now or after the call.
Thanks a lot, Camila. Okay, and that was everything on my side. From now on, I will introduce also the next of the speakers today, and some of them are here, some of them just sent the video because they could not attend. And that's it. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thanks. So I think that now we have the presentation from the Equality Unit. Maria Olivella could not come here today. She was very sorry, and I am also sorry, because she usually delivers very nice presentations, but she sent us 2 nice videos, so you will have an idea about what this unit is doing, and you will also have the contact from Maria here. I don't have a mouse, so I cannot click the video. Sorry, you see, you can. You have also here the email address. She just told us that any doubt you have, just drop her an email, and she will answer really fast. And these are the 2 videos that she wanted us to share with you.
I'm sure you'll want to hear it a lot today, but welcome to the UOC again. My name is Martina. I work as part of the team for the UOC's user experience, and amongst other things, what we do is we manage the virtual campus. Okay. I always like to start with this quote because, of course, the physical UOC campus is amazingly beautiful, but at the end of the day, the virtual campus, the UOC is a virtual university, the virtual campus is where we like to say that everything takes place, or where it all happens, because it's not only the place where you will learn or you will visit your resources, but it's also the place where you can find the UOC community beyond your peers. And we have prepared a video. It's a very short video. I don't know if you are going to get to hear it at home, but I'm sure we will share the link later. Okay, so the video works as a nice overview, but it's very general for all students, and so we like to go a bit over things that might interest, especially PhD students. So I'm going to give you a bit of the insight or the scoop about the things that you might find very interesting. So very quickly, the homepage is very customizable. From here you can change the environment, language of the whole campus. You have the 3 languages, of course, available at the UOC. And what is pretty nice about the homepage is that it works as a dashboard. So you can customize it with different models. Depending on what you're interested in, you will find it here. You have news, you can list here all your classrooms, so it's very easy to access them or very quickly. Your calendar, etc., etc. Even, I think, all the Google Suite. The personal area, we are seeing it in the video, but I think what everyone finds always very interesting, and it's a bit difficult to find, it's the payment section. Always a lot of people need, I give you an example, an invoice of their payments or proof of payment. Here is where you can generate it. You don't need to go through the help service, which is a common mistake. Here it generates automatically. You don't need to do pretty much anything. You will find all your payments. If you want to change the way you are paying your courses, here's also the place to do it. And this is my payment section. But you can also imagine you change your home address. Here you can update it. We encourage everyone to have it always very up to date, because if we need to send you anything, not only an email, but if we need to send you some learning sources are physical. So if you need to receive those, it's better that you receive them. So it's better to keep these details up to date. It's also the place that I think maybe you will, right now, if you are received any notifications from the UOC, you are receiving it in English, but if you want to receive it in Catalan or in Spanish, here from the personal area is also where you can change it. And then the procedures area. This is the most, we are aware of it. It's very, very, very dense because it's where you can find all the procedures for all students at the UOC. So what we always do is we advise you to use the filtering. So on the left, you can see all the procedures anyone at the UOC can do. On the right, you can see the procedures filtered by PhD students. It's way more easy to digest, as you can see. And from this section, what we advise is that you take a special interest in this main procedures for doctoral students. It's the enrollment, which you will have to do, hopefully, each semester. If you have a grant, you need to renew it. This is where the section where you will find the procedure to do so. Doctoral thesis, if you need to change your doctoral program or withdraw temporarily from one of the programs, here you can do it too. And we have talked before that about taking part of the university, of your representatives. If hopefully you will receive links to each of those sections, but if you don't, from the virtual campus, you can also find them and access them, and you will find all your representatives. You will also find the professional career services, as the video said, and it's the place where you can connect the most with the UOC community. You want to join a sports team, we have them. We have also, I believe, e-sports teams, so it's a little bit for everyone. Also, if you want to volunteer, here you will have all the options you can do so at the UOC. And finally, the help service. We have renewed it, I think, in the last 2 years. It works basically as a knowledge base of everything we think is useful for students that can be found in the procedure section. I think for PhD students, there's a category with about 30 up to 30 frequently asked questions that you can proactively check if you have any questions. But also, of course, we'll have the inquiry section that you can send to the help service any questions you may have, personal, particular, etc., etc. And I think the compromise of answering is about 24 to 84 hours, and about, off the top of my head, I think 70% of the inquiries are answered in that time. Of course, it's actually human people answering the questions, so at certain times, think enrollment time or evaluation time, those timings can take longer, but at the end of the day, we answer 100% of the questions that are sent through the help service. Not only through the help service, we also have a Twitter account at UOC Respond, where you can also send any questions you may have. And I think this is the most, interesting part of because of course it's easy to navigate the campus. As with any digital app, it's better to be hands-on with it, with exploring it, but these 4 things might not be as explicit, so you may like to know them. First of all, I've gone through them before. It's better to customize your virtual campus experience as much as you can. That means changing your language of the campus, also from the personal area, anything you might find that it's not accurate information, to change it. Number 2, we send a newsletter for all the UOC community every Friday. It's a weekly newsletter, and it's interesting beyond knowing everything that's going on at the university is that we have an open board for anyone who wants to share something with the community. That means articles, but also means that questionnaires. If you want to make an open call for people to participate in some kind of research or study, here you have a place that the whole UOC community will receive. So it's it's a pretty useful thing to take advantage of. And then it may go over a lot of people's head, but everyone is very interested always in knowing this bit of information, is that you as a UOC student have a free Microsoft 365 license. That means absolutely free license as long as you are a student at the UOC, and I think at about up to 4 or 5 devices you can use the license, so you can have it on your desktop or your laptop, and it's all, again, very free. And finally, we always encourage people to answer, or you will always each semester receive a survey. We encourage people to use it, to send it doesn't have to be, we take constructive criticism very well. It doesn't have to be nice, but your voice matters, and we love to hear from students from any niche at the university, PhD students especially, because it's a smaller niche, so your voice will resonate better. And that's pretty much it.
Sí, no. Thank you very much, Martina. Well, I guess at the end we will have a space for questions and answers, so maybe we can do it at the end. Yeah. Next presentation will be by Mariana Sanz, that is going to explain the work library. Hola. Thanks for coming. There's going to be a short video also. It's the last one, I promise, for the ones who are watching this online. Just please be patient. We are going to share the links, the presentations.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mariana Sanz. I work in the Library Development Department in the UOC Library. And today I will be giving you an overview of the library services and resources we have to help you improve your learning experience. And now we'll view this short video. I'm sorry for the people at home. I hope you can reproduce the video in another context and hear it. Okay, so after this video, let's see the primary library page and comment some of its features. The key feature is this personalization with campus data tailored to your needs. So when you log in, you can access resources specifically interesting for your research. And as you can see in this, the up area, the axes of interest, you can see there's 3 sections that are representing the roles in the university: students, research staff, and teaching staff. For you, the research staff, is interesting, this menu, because it contains a list of customized interest, resources, and information for your profile. And furthermore, the section, the essentials, that you can find in the left part, works as an information hub for users with vital information about the library and navigating the library, and some resources such as checking your own loans or knowing the library team, or knowing information about how to cite properly. And we also have the library replies that you could see in the video. It's an assistant service to respond to any questions or concerns you might want to raise about the library's services or the functioning of the library. So it can facilitate like a smoother experience for you using the library. And you're invited to use the service as many times as you need. This is the library replies page. You can see you have a form where you can make a direct request, and maybe you can check the frequently asked questions, where you may find some information already defined for some of your problems or questions. Now I want to highlight the library search engine. It is a powerful tool. It is designed to help you navigate the catalog of the library. And by using this search engine, you can find books, articles, video guides, and every resource you may need to your research. And here you can see the advanced search form, which is good for narrowing down searches to more specific things that may interest you, and taking into account more parameters than with the traditional search. And if you want to learn more about this tool, you can check the link in this slide that gets you to the section in the web that explains furthermore, the library search engine. And then once you have used the search engine and you have the results, you can conduct searches exclusively for some of environments we have. You can search for all the UOC resources, or you can maybe search for some recommended readings, or you can search in the environment of the Catalan's Union catalog. So in the results page, you can also refine the results and specify the type of resource you're interested in, from distinguishing the language, defining the type of access, distinguishing between paper and digital documents, etc. And once you have your results and your resources that interest you, you can use the My Favorites feature to accumulate the resources, including books, collections, biblio guides, and make like a personalized list aligned with your interests. And now I'm gonna tell you about the library's digital collection in a brief moment. We have an array of resources. You can check these 179 databases and platforms we have. We have access to 110,000 electronic journals and 370,000 electronic books. You can browse all these collections through this section named Digital Collection by Field that you can see in the primary page of the library. And in terms of the resources you'll find in this section, we categorize them into several types. So you will find full text databases, image and audio-vision databases, reference databases, and platforms for electronic books. This range of resources means that whatever your needs may be, we can likely cover them. So, in conclusion, we are committed to providing you with the resources and the support necessary for your academic work and success. Whether you need assistance or you have doubts, we are here for you. So thanks for your attention. I'm taking any questions, and for any further questions, you can go to the library replies. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Mariana. And our next presentation is about the work Open Science program by Joaquim Spin. Thanks for coming, Joaquim.
Good afternoon, my name is Joaquim Spin, and welcome to the work. I work in the Open Science office. This office, as part of the works office of the Deputy General Manager for Research and Knowledge Transfer, this office is responsible for supporting open science. This group has been created in response to the university's commitment to open science, as demonstrated in its document linked Open Knowledge Action Plan. Open science represents the scientific process based on cooperative work and new ways of diffusing knowledge. But is more than that, and open science is about extending the principles of openness to the whole research cycle, fostering sharing and collaboration as early as possible, thus entailing a systematic change to the way science and research is done. The aim is to make the knowledge generated at the work open to everyone, to ensure the greatest possible impact on and to enable us to make faster progress towards sustainable development. Here, the Open Science Office team with my colleagues and our chief, Bego Aguilera, who leads the missions and activity of Open Science here in the work. Our open Science services, we are offering nowadays our services through the library website under the category Research Staff, and we are packaging these services under the different research stages, such as search for information, manage data and information, publish and disseminate your research, evaluate your research. Here you can watch some forms from the main page of this website, and you can send your request through these forms, and we will answer your questions as soon as possible. Another resource is the welcome kits for the doctoral students. These welcome kits have highlighted information, some learning resources, and the greatest information for the welcoming in the PhD program. Our services are, for example, help finding information. This service is for find reliable, accurate, and high-quality information. Another service are publish, disseminate, and track your research. It's for obtain information about the publishing policies and license applicable to the scientific publishing. Manage your research data is oriented to learn how to cite your sources with the reference managers. And we offer your personalized support service to write the data management plan. It's relevant in this stage in the first course of the doctorate. And we have the ODOS, the digital repository to deposit open access documents. Prepared for accreditation process no apply in this stage. Is for the manage the research careers, but the open access publication of doctoral thesis is a good services, and detect and prevent plagiarism is a service to identify if a research paper has been plagiarized or contained parts of third parts in this work. And from several years to now, we are building a strong doctoral program training through the campus virtual. This year we are offering 4 courses. The first is Search for Academic Information, oriented to introduce the scientific documentation accessible from the work library. The second course is Bibliographic Reference Management, oriented to use this kind of tools. The third course is Open Access, with the objective of the course is to know the benefits that open access can provide in all the research cycles, and where to publish, how to identify leading journals. The goal of the course is to help identify the most appropriate scientific journals. Another offering of training are pop-up events through the site of BiblioSkills training in the library website. And some of these trainings and courses, webinars and workshops are we offered from the Open Science Office, and another are offering from the external information providers and others. This is an example of some courses, webinars, workshops from this year. And in this slide, I announce some piece of news and next events, such as the Open Access Week, Open Science Office. We are collaborating closed with this worldwide event. And not now, but from the second year of the doctoral program, you can propose in the award for best open science doctoral contribution. This award is dotated with €2,000 to promote the best practices of open science in the when you create your thesis. Okay. Some news. Course of open science and data curation. This course will launch this year from the CSUC, the University Council from Catalonia. Is focused only in PhD students. Is a new course. And other events, workshop, scholarly publications challenge in the generative artificial intelligence area from our colleagues from the journal Esse, from here the UOC. They are celebrating the 20th anniversary this year. And another training events you can consult through the link here in this PowerPoint. And thank you very much and good luck in this doctoral journey. For more questions, here our contact. Thanks.
If everything is clear, well, you have our contact. You have the contact from our speakers today. Just drop them an email or drop us an email and we will answer. So thanks for attending and welcome to the walk. Now we will have the talks with the program coordinators, so you will meet them. I don't know if you already know them or you put face on them. No? Well, you will meet them and you will start the instructions for each program. Thanks a lot for coming.